Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel Gospel Roll Academy. I'm Rafael Liendo, your English teacher, and today let me tell you that I feel so really happy and so blessed to have you here in this channel once again and with a new opportunity to learn something new for today. And that topic is an important grammatical topic that is how to create important questions or better questions with the W questions. This is for today. So stay there, don't go, don't move, because this is going to be really amazing and really useful for you. So stay there, and now let's go to our intro. These questions are really, really essential when we want to know about an extra information or a detail in a specific part of the conversation. Let me tell you that these kind of words that we will learn today are no words that always need a yes or no answer. I mean, for example, if I ask you, do you speak English? Most of the time or always you will say yes or not. Depends on your case. If you know how to speak it or if you don't know how to speak it. However, when we want to ask questions to receive an extra information, we have to apply this, that is the W questions. Yes? And today we're going to be starting with the first one. The first one is what? What? This is really awesome because I say awesome because the word what, we are accustomed to say it. The what in translation is que. However, the word what has another meaning, like in Spanish, that is cuál. So let me tell you that what is a specific or it must be for only objects. Let me read this. Action, and things. This is for this kind of topics. Object, action, and things. For example, what's your name? Yeah? What do you do? And the other is, what is that? I'm asking for an extra information, but using things, action, and object. For example, what is this? What is this? What is it? I have things here. What is this? Yes? Or what do you do? I'm asking for an action that you perform. Or what's your name? I'm asking for thing. Yeah? So the second W question for today is where? Yes, where? Say with me, where? Where? The word where is only for location. Location. When we want to ask an address or know an address, we have to use where. For example, where do you live? Where do you live? Where does your mother live? Or where did you go yesterday? Where did you go yesterday? In all these questions, I'm using the word where because I want to know the exact place where those people were. Yeah? For that reason, I'm using where. Don't forget the pronunciation. The pronunciation is where. Where. Now, let's go to the next W question is when. When. Very good. When we use when, it's because we want to know about the time. about an hour, about a period of time in a moment, you know? And let me ask you some question. For example, when is your birthday? I really don't know where is your birthday. When is your birthday? For that reason, I used and select this word, you know? And the other question could be, when do you start class? When do you start the class? When do you want to study English? When is your birthday? Things like these or things like these questions are essential for asking about time. Yeah. And the other one is who. Who? Who is interesting W question because it has two connotations or it has two different meanings when we want to ask things. For example, if we accompany this W question with the word with, we're talking about other. I mean, we're talking about who is with you, you know? But essentially, this W question is for people. Let me ask you a question. Who is your teacher? Who is the best president in the world? Who called you yesterday? When you are using who, it's because you want to know the person or people who were with you or who is with you in that moment. The other question is who live with you? For example, as I told you before, when you combine the word with the word who, you're saying that you want to know who accompanied you in any question or in any action. For example, who works with you? Who works with you? Another form. For example, who do you study with? Who do you study with? Who do you study with? This is a form that we want to combine the word with and with the word who. Yeah. Next is why. In this part, it's because we are asking about reason and we want to know why that thing happened or that thing exists or anything. Yeah. For example, why are you sad? Why are you happy? Because you are watching this video and because it's a moment for watching another part of this, like this. For example,
ya que llegamos a este punto, no olvides suscribirte, darle me gusta a este video, compartirlo con otras personas que quieran aprender el inglés y dominar este idioma. No te olvides de darle me gusta, compártelo y continuemos. Really good.
Okay, let's continue here. And we were talking about why. Now is the turn for the word which. The word which is basically when we want to select something. For example, when we want to choose from a limited number of actions. Yes? When you have a limited action and you want to select something, you have to use the word which. For example, which color do you prefer? Which book do you want to read? Which bus do you want to pick? You know, it's because it's limited. The amount of this object is limited. For that reason, you're using which. Yeah? Another that we have for today is the word whose. Wow. I know no one uses it because it's difficult. Even when you come from a a foreign language. I mean, for another language, and you don't use too much this word whose. However, let me tell you that when we use the word whose is because we are talking about possession. Yeah. For example, let me select this. If I say this, whose this phone? Whose is this phone? When I say who is this phone, I'm talking about the possession. Even let me ask you in another way. Whose phone is this? Yeah? Whose phone is this? When I say this, is because I want to know the owner of the cell phone. Yeah? Another example. Whose bag is on the table? Whose bag is on the table? Is because someone left the bag on the table and I want to know who's the owner. Yeah? Another example is whose idea was that? Whose idea was that? Let's suppose we're talking about a specific topic and someone said something really brilliant and you want to know who's the owner of that, who thought it first. And we say, whose idea was that? Yes? Okay. You have to practice a lot. Okay, and now is the last one. I know that I told you that all of these W questions start with the word W question. Sorry, WH, with the letter WH. However, we have here the word how, and they start with the letter H and finishes in the letter W. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It has the letters. Okay, when we are using the word how, is because we are saying that we are saying, or we are looking the form, how things happen, or the things that are we want to know the way things are created, or the way things are performed, or things like that, you know. Let me ask you a question. I have a question here. Hold on. How are you? When I say that, it's because I want to know how you feel today. How do you feel today? How do you study that language? Is the process of that. I want to know the process of your becoming into a professional person in that language. You know, how. And I have something more interesting for this word how. That is how plus adjective. For example, when we combine adjective with the word how, for example, how tall, is because I want to know the height of a person, or how beautiful is that person. This is because I want to know the appearance of that person. So we can combine any adjective with this word. For example, how fast do you think in English? Yeah? How fast do you run? It's because I want to know the speed of your running. Yeah? So this can help you to make interesting and questions, better questions, like the normal questions. So, guys, I recommend you to study this kind of topics or this kind of words, W question, that can help you to improve your English. So this is all for today. I hope you could enjoy this video, and let's see you in the next lesson, and bye-bye. See you next time.